Wasn't gonna be enough. Yo, peace to each one of y'all. Sending my prayers up to the Creator, to our ancestors for healing. We all need it about now. You know, they call this the Lord's Day in certain religions, certain parts of our society. So I'm gonna pay my respect and my homage. But shoot, what do I have to tell y'all? Y'all making me forget. Nah, I'm joking. You know, I'm just trolling y'all. But shoot, I gotta share something with y'all. It ain't no bad news or anything like that. It's just a reality, right? And I'm gonna ask y'all from my soul to yours, please do not get distracted out here. Please do not fall victim to what the system is putting out there. It's a lot of misinformation. It's a lot of trauma going around. It's a whole lot happening in our world. And the system wants you to be depressed, wants you to be in a state of being that is low vibrational. All right. It's a change and it's a shift in what's going on in our world right now. And I'm letting you know, I'm not being arrogant or anything like that, but from 1981 to 1996, this millennial generation, I hope y'all know, we're here to shake some shit up. We're here to shake some stuff up. But in order to shake some stuff up, right? And the next generation, Gen Z, is going to come right after. So they're watching this, right? Then you got my kids' generation, which is very young. But I got on here to say this. Please do not get distracted out here emotionally, spiritually, because the system itself is, is dying. It's dying. Old ways of living, the old ways of doing things. It's not going to last for too much longer, y'all. I'm just saying. And I don't know anything, right? I don't know all the answers to what's going on, but I'm saying this to y'all specifically because it's important that those that understand, that are aligned and what's going on around here, that y'all paying attention, because without us making a change right now and shifting our consciousness, our kids they're going to fall victim to the system too. And the system I'm talking about it's a myriad of objective topics that we follow since we were kids, which is sex, love, relationships, religion, culture, class, finance, entertainment, media, social platforms at this point. Please do not fall victim to these things that are being manipulated and controlled. Please do not. Please do not. We have so many truth tellers out here that are doing the right things, and I could point them out, but you have to have your own level of discernment once you're consciously awakened to what's really going on. And I could go on and on, but look, I have to speak in general topics because it gets too mixy. You know what I'm saying? But I hopped on here specifically to share something with y'all. My generation, the millennial generation, we got to be better. We got to be better. My millennial generation, we got to be better. We know too much of the truth. And sometimes that will put us in places where we're fearful or we have anxiety. And in order to make an impact out here that is generationally sound, where it lasts for not just one generation, but for 7 to 10 to 20 generations now, we have to break free mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. As Gen Z's watching and our older generation is waiting for us to take control of the wheel and lead our world into new places, new ways of thinking, because it's not happening, without the proper techniques and strategies. It's not happening if we're not prepared. So, and I say my generation because the millennial generation is because we help create a lot of these social platforms. We help create a lot of these trends. We help create a lot of these, new waves of doing things. Like, I'm not saying that arrogantly, but from 1981 to 1996, this is specifically for y'all. Please, 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 please educate the youth the right way. Please, please. We are star seeds, just like Gen Z is, just like our elders were. We are star seeds. We returned here for a bigger purpose that many people won't understand. And a lot of this Instagram live will go over people's heads, but that's okay. That's okay. Not everybody's going to get the fight. Not everybody's going to get into the war. Not everybody's fearless out here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be more specific when I say this. I'm getting a lot of wisdom from the elders. And they're telling me that this generation that I'm in, and I'm talking about born from 1981 to 1996, that if we don't get our stuff together and start making a conscious effort to change the ways of living out here, we'll be doomed. If we keep living the same lifestyle that we looked at when we were kids and saw like, oh, this is popping. Oh, this is one of the people I need to follow. Like, think about social media in general. Like, you guys we're just following. I say you guys, no, we are just following people. We're just following people. That is a level of influence that can be dangerous if it's not poured in the right places. And I woke up with this on my spirit because I had to let it off. This was what was called to me this morning. I don't know what exactly, but this is what has been called for me to share with you guys. The elder generation is saying it's time to wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. I'm not going to tell y'all how to live, what to think. But our millennial generation, this is specifically being accountable for us. We can't try to force our thoughts and our ways on anybody else, but we have to know that the right way is already in us. Feel me? That's why you have to be rooted and grounded in who you are. So all the young kids that may not understand it yet, that's fine. You're going to come into this. But to my generation, be better. Be better. Do not get distracted out here. Do not get to a place where you're stagnant. We have a lot of entrepreneurs. We have crypto. We have NFTs. We've redefined art. We have the metaverse coming. We have all these great things coming. You know what I mean? But still, when chaos happens and trauma happens, we revert back to our old ways. They're trying to do everything possible in order to keep us in a low vibrational state. A low vibrational state. If you don't know what low vibrational state of being is, please go look it up. But I'm specifically talking to my generation right now that if we do not teach our kids the truth of this world and what has happened and what has taken place, it will be lost in history. We will be lost. We will be the generation that's lost in history. Black, white, red, yellow, no matter what color you are, there has been some type of part of your history or our human history that has been erased for purposes that go way beyond our understanding. And I won't tell you that I know everything. I know nothing, right? I know nothing. I'm just a star in the universe. But what I do know is when I'm called to share things and I pop out like this is for intention that goes way beyond, what I can understand physically at times. I understand, spiritually.
So this has been in the news quite a bit concerning Kanye and Kyrie Irving, who is a basketball player that got suspended for praising the movie Hebrews and Negroes, which is basically, I believe it's a documentary concerning the history of the scattered slaves and their Hebrew lineage. He had recently posted something on maybe Instagram, I don't really know. I'm going to post it on here because to me, I always think about, okay, what's the agenda behind this? While I think he's really awesome for praising Hebrews and Negroes, it seems pretty obvious that the powers that be are trying to steer people into the one world religion. And so Kyrie's on here, he's praising Hebrews and Negroes. He put up a Star of David. Star of David has absolutely nothing to do with the Hebrews. It's a witchcraft sign. He actually has that Star of David tattooed on his hand with an all-seeing eye in the middle. He also has a Hamza tattooed on his arm as well. And these are both occultic signs, basically dealing with the eye, the all-seeing eye. The Hamza is like the hand of some kind of goddess, and it's represented in Hinduism, I believe under the Trinity. So Brahma is included in that. I'm not sure the other two characters, but it's all, New Ageism in my opinion. So the more this man is speaking, the more I'm thinking there is an agenda here to try to recruit black people into New Ageism, into the one world religion. He's talking about being a star seed. I mean, what's a star? Like, a star is a fallen angel, or an angel, according to the Bible. But usually the angels, they don't go around calling themselves stars, but fallen angels do. That's why you see them in Hollywood all the time, talking about the stars, the walk of the stars, stars this, stars that. And so the seed is like the offspring or the word. So in Hebrew, there's a letter nun and it represents the word of God or the son of God. And so he's saying that we are star seeds, that we are offspring of these angels. Now, the angels did come down and they mated with human women, and that's how giants were created. And it's not as if these angels are not doing things such as trying to mess with our DNA to put their seed, as in their word, as well as their DNA inside of us. They do this through food, they do this through medicine, and a variety of different things. And so, no, I don't consider myself a star seed. That's something I used to call myself before I found out what the truth is, because it's all a part of the whole New Age movement. So he's saying that, and he's talking about there's going to be a consciousness shift, and all these people are awakening, and blah, 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 blah. There is a false awakening, because when I was in New Ageism about 10 years ago, I was saying all the same stuff. And while I think I was awakening in some kind of sense, like I became more aware of the dark realm, I was also being led astray into that whole like New Age vibrational, we're just so low vibrational, we need to be high vibrational and all this kind of stuff. I was duped into that, thinking that I could just raise my vibrations on my own, not knowing that the only thing that's going to raise your vibrations is going to be the Father and His Word, His seed alone. So we are the seed of Christ. We're not star seeds. That's the only seed that's going to raise your vibrations. So kudos to him for giving praises to Hebrews and Negroes, but to me this is a ploy just to recruit people into falsehoods. It's the same thing as eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Like, you have some truth, but there's a lot of falsehood involved with it. And when you mix the holy with the unholy, the whole thing becomes defiled. And that's basically, when he talks, that's what I'm looking at. The devil also comes as an angel light. And so you have to be aware of what you're taking in, because this man is taking in a variety of things. He calls himself an omnist, which again, the omnist thing is concerning this Trinity in Hinduism, considering Brahma. That's why you see these monks or whoever, and they sit there and they're like, Om, and that's what they do. They had like a commercial in the 90s of this shampoo, and it was called Om. And everybody's like, oh wow, take me away to a beach vacation in Bali or something like that. And let's just sit around and say Om. Like, that's where it comes from. So he believes that everything is true, but the thing is, like, no, not everything is true. In fact, most things are a lie. So you want to talk about how consciousness is shifting and how the truth is coming forth, but then you believe everything in the system. And you're also a basketball player. That's part of the fallen system, you know? So I can only say so much concerning that, because I certainly work jobs that are part of the fallen system, but, you know, these sports games and that, I mean, what do? Like, they kidnap people, put them on the sex trade, they gamble, they're using these people basically as slaves, telling them they can't come in unless they repent of the truth, and these kinds of things. Like, he's being threatened for saying that a documentary is good. Like, that is ridiculous, okay? There's no freedom of speech, apparently, in the NBA, or in America in general, but, I mean, the agenda is bigger than that. These false Jews are about to be exposed, and they're really mad about it, and so they're trying to keep people quiet. But yeah, the agenda is also working to get people to worship these fallen angels as well. So I wouldn't buy it personally. I think if Kanye is still on their team and is just doing his little, you know, assignments, he's doing a much better job of covering it up, at least. He's doing a much better job, because, you know, at least he's talking about Christ. At least he's not leading people astray. And I say this all the time, like, Anton LaVey, he is the founder of the Satanic Church. He's the high priest. And he said about New Ageism, give us our religion back, okay? So Anton LaVey, a Satanist, is talking about New Ageism is his religion. It's the same religion as Satanism. It just has a pretty little bow on it. The devil doesn't just come with two horns, like in the case of Anton LaVey, also comes as an angel of light. So come on, man. I wouldn't trust it. You also got these people out here that are trying to get you to worship ancestors, and he says that in the beginning of the video, talking about our ancestors can heal us. Well, I thought, like, ancestors was initially talking about, like, your great-great-great-great-grandma. First off, if she's dead, she can't heal you. She ain't coming back. Secondly, that's not what it means. It's actually talking about the Orishas, which are the fallen angels. So, like, Oshun is one of the goddesses that's worshipped in West Africa. It's the same goddess in which Beyonce likes to dress up as from time to time. She was wearing this, like, yellow gown, and that's how Oshun is portrayed sometimes. And she's also Ishtar. So Beyonce has worn this, like, crown, this golden crown, when she was pregnant, in this, like, kind of see-through nude dress, and she was representing Ishtar, who is supposed to be the goddess of fertility. It's also Aphrodite and Isis and Semiramis and Mary in the Catholic Church. So all the same goddess. And so Oshun is this Orisha who Olamer, which is their god, their, like, creator god, which might be Yah, I'm not really sure. It might just be their name for the creator, who knows. But he had said these angels are falling. You know, he's just like in the Bible, he said these angels are falling. And so they had fell, and Oshun was like, I'm gonna try to get back to God. And so she turned herself into a peacock, and then she flew up, tried to fly up to the heavens, and it didn't work at first, and then it did work, and then God, like, put her in his arms or something like that, and she became a vulture. Like, she got so close to the sun, her feathers burned off. So these Orishas have a list of good qualities and bad qualities, I feel, just like the Greek gods, because they're all the same. Yes, you're talking about these ancestors healing you. So, you know, it's just a ploy, y'all. It's all confusion. It's all Babylon. It's meant to keep you confused. Keep worshiping the Most High Creator. Chew the meat, spit out the bones, ask for discernment. And he also said when you ask for discernment, ask for understanding. You guys be blessed. Have a good one. Bye.